So let's go ahead and move up to our last big story of the week. And it actually doesn't have to do with men's college basketball. It's actually women's college basketball. As we had a milestone reached. Stanford's women's basketball coach, Tara Van Dever, reached a milestone on Friday as they beat USC 58-42 to become the second female coach to reach 1,000 wins. Van Dever has two national champions, holds a record of 1,228, and she joins the late great Tennessee Pat Smith and Duke head coach Mike Krzyzewski as the only coaches to have 1,000 wins. When asked about how she felt, she says, "It's an honor to be in her company," talking about Tennessee's late Pat Summitt.
Yeah, oh, hell yeah, you're in fucking esteemed territory there.
And it's pretty funny because she says, and Coach Krzyzewski's company too.
Hey, you know what? Fuck him. I don't even want to talk about that asshole. I already have to talk about him enough. I'm going to stick with this lady. Congratulations to you. I don't give a shit what it is you do. 1,000 victories is 1,000 victories. I don't even care if it's a fucking nut-scratching competition in the middle of fucking Pahrump, Nevada. I don't give a shit. 1,000 victories is 1,000 victories. Hats off to you, ma'am. Hats off to you.
Now looking at some other stuff, Van Dever also holds the Olympic gold medal from 1996 games and has led her team to 11 Final Four berths, including 5 straight from the years 2008 to 2012. That's pretty impressive. 11 Final Four and 2 national championships and an Olympic gold.
All I can say is fucking winning. Must be in that Charlie Sheen water.
Must be.
Must be.
But congratulations to Tara Van Dever. You know, 1,000 victories is not an easy thing to do. If it was, everybody would be doing it.
Right.
And they're not. So,
hats the fuck off.
Hats the fuck off from Burger and Badass Show. Congratulations. Keep doing what you're doing. Because I know you're going to probably be around for 7 more years.
We're going to give her the Banff title for the week.
Yeah, let's go ahead and give her the Banff title of the week.
Go ahead and crown you. You are the Banff of the week.
Congratulations, Tara Van Dever. You are Burger and Badass's first Banff for the week.
You are a badass motherfucker.
So, what I want to do now is go ahead and get into some of the big games of the week. On Thursday, we had number 1 Gonzaga defeating BYU 85-75. Now, I remember we were kind of keeping close eye on this game, and BYU was getting blown out by 20 points in this game. And they somehow came back and only lost by 10. So it was a lot closer than what it was when it first started. I know, because remember I said, man, Gonzaga is blowing out BYU right now.
Yeah, and they really were. They were whooping that ass.
Number 13, Oregon edged out Arizona State 71-70. Number 5, Arizona blew out Oregon State 71-54. And number 24, Florida destroyed Missouri 93-54.
Yeah, it sounded like a bunch of ass whippings that went on this week. It didn't sound like it was pretty for a whole lot of boys.
Well, things got very interesting on Saturday.
Did they?
Very interesting. You know how Saturdays are. Saturdays usually upset Saturday. It seems like every week. It seems like every week there's upset Saturday every week. Like some big team goes down.
Hey, it's all that fucking pussy they be getting on Friday making them legs weak. Y'all boys, I know what you doing. Coach done told you quit that fucking for a game.
So we had unranked Kansas State upsetting number 2 Baylor 56-54.
That's for you, Baylor.
We had unranked Iowa State shocking number 3 Kansas 92-89 in overtime.
That's for you, Kansas.
We're going to run out of little clips, aren't we?
No, we're not.
Now we're just going to keep going.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we had number 13 Oregon ending number 5 Arizona's winning streak by getting blown out 85-58.
We suck again.
Yes, you do.
We had Florida destroying number 8 Kentucky 88-66. We had number 23 Purdue squeaking out a win over number 17 Maryland 73-72, and number 4 Villanova crushing St. John's 92-79.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe we should just start going with a lot of upsets on Saturdays. Take like one or two ranked teams that they play, but then take a shitload of like upsets because that's when it seems to brew.
It does. It just seems like every Saturday there's 4 or 5 upsets, and you're just like, damn.
It's like business as usual through the weekend, and right when they get to that weekend, shit just goes a fucking custard, dude. You ain't lying.
So then on Sunday we had that UNC Notre Dame game. Number 12 UNC beating number 20 Notre Dame 83-76.
Yeah, that was a crushing defeat. And you know what? I posed this. Would that have went the same had it been played regular without messing up routine?
I mean, that is because they didn't fly in actually till Saturday.
Right, it's a legitimate question. I'm not trying to challenge the results, just legitimate question. Do you think that would have been the same result? A lot of people say yes.
I say no.
You say no?
I say no. I think the game would have been a lot closer, and I think Notre Dame could have upset them.
Notre Dame has had a penchant for playing really good damn basketball this year. They've been losing close games, but beating people that people were like, hey, I didn't think you could beat them. So they're kind of like Florida State and Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech has been beating people that they shouldn't be beating, but then they lose to someone they shouldn't.
Exactly.
Unless you're Clemson, who just fucking loses out. Like, I don't even want to talk about the fucking you took from Florida State. You guys got fucked out of the building.
We're going to talk about it here in a second.
Do we have to?
For a second.
All right.
I know you don't want to, and I know what you said for the last couple weeks about their head coach, but we had number 10 Wisconsin squeaking by Indiana 65-60, and then the game we were just talking about, number 15 Florida State absolutely dick smacking Clemson 109-61. I mean, 109-61. That's just, it makes you start wondering, how long do you keep this coach around for?
Brad Brownell, I'm sorry, dude. I think you got to go because this is what happened to Clemson. I mean, I'm sorry, guys, but it's just I can't really make any arguments for you. I just can't. I mean, you just got thoroughly fucking embarrassed, and I mean really, really bad embarrassed. And what else can I say but the fact is that you went out and showed the world that you...
Man, I had my shit washed in, bro, big time.
Yeah, you certainly did. You certainly did. I mean, you got whipped by 40 plus. In your own house, correct?
Yeah.
What good's that fucking new damn building and that new arena if you're just going to get your asses pounded in it? Brad Brownell, I'm sorry. I defended you and defended you and defended you. I'm done. You've had 7 fucking years, dude. And your recruits are not getting it done. You are not getting it done. I'm sick and tired of hearing excuses. Oh, it's the new building. Let them get... No. Fuck that. Get somebody in here, if you even can, because it's not like Clemson's a premier fucking basketball, career for any coach. There's no big coach going, oh, hell yeah, I'm ready to go to Clemson. You better go out there and find somebody who's hard-nosed, been there, done that, who doesn't mind taking on a fucking challenge because y'all are a goddamn toilet. You are. Clemson baseball on the up. We won an ACC title last year in 2 sports, back-to-back in 1. And what are y'all doing over there? Getting your fucking shit pushed in by 40 points in your own house. You just laid down and got fucked and took it like a bitch. Fuck y'all. You make people sick.
The funny thing, I was listening to WCCP this week, and they're actually saying that if he finishes out the season pretty strong and makes the NIT, he thinks Clemson's going to give him another year because NIT, is, of course, is not where they want to be. That's not into the NCAA bracket.
The not important tournament?
Yeah, not important tournament. But, I mean, he's saying if they make the NIT and they have a pretty run in the NIT, there's a possibility that they could give him another year.
If y'all want mediocre, then you've got it. All right? There's no denying what you have. The man is good at X's and O's. He's a great defensive coach. He cannot get the talent here. The talent he has obviously either doesn't want to play for him or there is no chemistry. They talk all this big game about how they're draining buckets in practice, and then when they get out on the court, they're draining my fucking goddamn belief in their abilities to win a game. Because it's just killing us to watch this team. This team was supposed to be really good. And granted, yes, you have the RPI #1 hardest schedule in the country in basketball this year. I get that. But you should be able to go on the road and steal one every once in a while, and you should be able to fucking defend your home, defend this house against a team that should beat you, and you should be able to upset them in it. But y'all just keep getting your fucking shit pushed in, week out. Y'all are just shitty.
You should be losing by 50 points at home against Florida State.
No, you should lose to Florida State, obviously, because they're a better team, but you should have a hard fight and make them earn it. It shouldn't be, oh, we're just going to trounce out here in the fourth quarter and just take our fucking mighty good time with you. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. There comes a time when enough's enough. I mean, how much more of this shit do you want to take? Because this is what you got with Brad Brownell. And I'm not taking nothing away from the man himself, because if you were to meet him, he's a wonderful guy. I mean, honestly, I'd like to talk to him. He's a good guy, but you're not getting your job done, man. You were hired to do a job. The guy that you replaced did better than you. That's sad. We ain't got better. We got worse.
So looking at some of the next games on Monday night, we had number 3 Kansas just getting by Kansas State 74-71. So you have Kansas State who upset Baylor, number 2 Baylor, 56-54 on Saturday, and they came out Monday and barely lost to number 3 Kansas. Is it fair to say Kansas State is on the up and up?
Maybe it could just be rivalry where they got up for them, but you never know. They might be actually making their case. They could be stating their case. We went up against one of the best, and we damn near beat them. We didn't beat them, but we damn near beat them.
And I know we were watching that game the other night on our app, on the ESPN app, and we were like, damn, that's a really close game. They got to the point where I was sweating a little bit because I was like, oh, man, I think Kansas is going to get upset here.
It almost happened.
It almost happened. And then we had number 12 Virginia upsetting number 4 Louisville 71-55, an absolute blowout.
So, I mean, there's just, like you said last week, dude, there's just certain games where these players, they don't even give a shit. And there's no telling, unless you're a fly on the wall and you know what's going on in those locker rooms, you just don't know. There's certain days they come out on fire, they don't miss, and then there's certain days they get off the bus and they've already got it in their head that they're going to lose. And you don't know. It's hard to, and that's what makes basketball really hard to determine, because it's so day to day. It's not week to week, it's day to day at times. And you don't know who you're going to get one day. You just don't, unless they're a star and you're like, that fucker's a stud. We know we're going to get production out of him no matter what. But the rest of those fucking clowns, they're either going to be on or they're going to be off. We don't know.
You know, that's what makes it hard for us to pick it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because, I mean, you're sitting there thinking we're picking against, and I'm glad we're not picking against the odds. Because we're going to pick it against the spread. We'd be in a lot worse position than what we are right now.
Yeah, no, we're having fun with our first go around with this, because don't get this twisted. We're a lot better at football picks than we are at basketball, because against the spread in football, we do 50% or sometimes better. Sometimes there's a bad week, but there's times where we'll actually push 60, 66%. You know, I won that football pool with damn near 70%. You know, it was close. So, I mean, we're a lot better at picking football. We really are. So, basketball is new to us. We're learning more about it. But, yeah, he ain't kidding. If this was against the spread, we'd be getting fucking killed right now.
Oh, absolutely killed. Because, I mean, we're doing good so far on our picks. But that's not against spreads either. We're picking just pick up straight up winners.
Right.
Which is actually hard in itself, because you think about it, with all these upsets happening left and right, you know, let's say the games I pick, there's like 3 or 4 upsets in there that we don't pick. Right there, we're 0-4 right off the bat. Starting off the week bad. So, I mean, it's hard picking just the teams. But then you add the spread into that. Holy shit, that's just insane.
You're talking about a headache that I don't even have time for.
But moving on to some of the big games on Tuesday, we had number 2 Villanova blowing out Georgetown, my boys, 75-64, which is no surprise. Georgetown's in the rebuilding stages right now. So, I mean, it's going to be a couple years before they make it back.
Are they ever going to be good again?
They're going to be good again.
You think so?
I have faith in John Thompson III.
You do?
I do.
I mean, I know you're a big-time Hoyas guy. I know you pay attention to what's going on, but I know that they've not been the Georgetown that we are accustomed to.
Well, I think a lot of that had to do when a lot of teams left the division.
Yeah.
A lot of people started not wanting to go to the Big East. They wanted to go to the ACC because that's where all the big teams were. they want to go to the SEC because that's where all the big teams are. And the Big East took a big hit when all them teams left. I mean, you think about it, some of the teams that left: Syracuse, Pitt. I mean, big names,
Big time programs.
big name programs. Going to the ACC. I mean, ACC was already strong before we added them.
And they got the rich.
And that
got
just made
richer.
it. Oh yeah, exactly. The rich got richer. It's kind of like what the Yankees do.
Well, it was a two-headed monster at that point because you're right. It was either ACC or Big East basketball. And then every once in a while, Big Ten come out there and they'd sneak in and get you. But SEC had some historical teams, but for the most part, you're right. It was ACC, Big East. Who's producing the most? It used to be Big East was the powerhouse. It used to be it was all about that Big East. That's why they call it the Beast. But it's not anymore. The ACC is now that's the meat grinder now. I don't give a shit who you are. Play an ACC schedule, then come talk to them. That's a grinder.
Oh, it is. I mean, ACC was, rich got richer, like we said. I mean, it makes it hard to compete with against teams like that. They had Notre Dame, another team who was a Big East team. I mean, losing those teams, Syracuse, Notre Dame, I mean, losing all those big squads, it put a hurting on them. So they had to bring teams in like Butler and Xavier. I mean, teams they're doing pretty good this year, but they're not the big name schools.
They're not
like Pitt, like Syracuse,
No.
Notre Dame. They're not the big names like that. I mean, they're in the top 25, but they're not like the old teams. It's not like the Big East used to be. Like, I used to get excited when I saw the Big East championship was coming on. I made sure I was watching that almost every day because I loved it. It was competition back when like Ray Allen and Allen Iverson and all them boys were in there, and they were fucking hooping it up. I mean, just
You actually got
fucking
a show.
putting on clinics and putting a show on. And you're just like, damn, these games are good. I mean, that's when I loved it. And now I don't even want to watch the Big East championship. I'd rather just wait and watch the big show. I'll watch some of the ACC championship games because I like them.
But you're right. You just wait for
Big
that,
East
you
is
wait
just
for
it's
that
not.
tournament.
I just wait for the tournament because it's more exciting.
Yeah, I can't wait. When does the tournament officially start this year?
It'll be the first week of March
The first week of March?
because it's the last Sunday of February that they do all the big announcement show. And then it's the first week of March. Is that first Thursday, Friday that they start up. Actually, it's Tuesday, Wednesday now because they have the playing games now.
All right, so hold on. You got February 28th. That's a Tuesday. That's when they're going to have the play-ins?
That's when they do the playing games.
All right, and when does the madness actually begin?
The actual madness starts the first week of March.
All right, so hold on.
It'd be that Thursday and Friday of that week that you're talking about.
And what about Saturday and Sunday and
And
Monday?
Saturday and Sunday.
Well,
And then they won't play again until Thursday and Friday and Saturday and Sunday of the following week.
you know what's really awesome about that, badass? I have off March 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Are you?
I am off. I'm off all them days. And could quite possibly, if I wanted to be an asshole, request Friday and get it too. But I won't do that to him. But yeah, I know. So I'm going to get to watch most of Madness, my friend.
I'm gonna try to get off as much as I can. I have a new opportunity that might be coming up here soon, so
Let me know how that goes.
I'll definitely let you know.
I've already made you a Lieutenant Dan promise. You know this.
I know this, and I trust me. If I can swing it, I'll definitely get you in there. But it looks like some stuff's gonna change for me, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to get off for a lot of the madness. I'm gonna try, but it's gonna be very tough because I'm gonna have to work probably mostly during the day. But I should be off by like 3 or 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So
But once you're settled in though, and it's gonna be great.
oh, it's gonna be great. I love it. I love that time of year.
We're looking toward the future here, going, shit's about to get good.
So let's get back to some of the other big games. I say this is probably the best game of the week out of all the games. Alabama shocking number 19 South Carolina 90-86 in 4 overtimes. Yes, 4 overtimes.
He didn't make a mistake. That wasn't no stutter. That's 4. And Bama actually took down South Carolina, a better team, but the better team didn't win that day, my friend.
No, they didn't. I mean, that was a hell of a game.
It was
4 overtimes. I mean, last time I saw that was a Big East game. Remember that?
Yeah,
And it went like, what, 6 overtimes? It was insane.
yeah. That's
It was a game.
basketball though.
It was a game that never ended.
This is the game that never ends.
Exactly. We had unranked Penn State upsetting number 21 Maryland 70-64. So they had some struggles this week. We had number 22 Butler squeaking out a 3-point victory over Marquette 68-65.
That's, hey, competition. I'm telling you, man. Just when you think you got it locked in on a certain team, you just don't. The parity in this league is unlike any other. I swear to God it is. Because even on a good day, David will slay Goliath. Multiple times in one day even. That's how college basketball is.
And then real quick, just to kind of go over what happened in today's games, we had number 6 Baylor squeaking out a victory over Oklahoma State 72-69. Number 11 Cincinnati getting a 10-point victory over UCF 60-50. Florida State blowing out NC State 95-71. Xavier winning over DePaul 72-61. And West Virginia is up by 6 points right now over Oklahoma with 3:38 to go. And the late game will be Stanford, Arizona tonight at 11 o'clock.
That should be a good game.
That Stanford, Arizona game is going to be a really good game.
That will be a good game. That might be something to turn on the tube.
We might have to after the show, we might have to go out and watch some of that game.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and look at how we did last week on our picks. Last week we were 7-8, which wasn't too bad, picking at a 47%. This week we are 6-6 so far, not counting tonight's games, and overall we're 22-22 at 50%.
So we're still holding serve at 50-50.
We're still serving at 50-50.
You know what? For the first time picking college basketball week to week, like really getting into it, looking at it, thinking, I think we're doing good. I really do. We're hitting one, we're missing one. We're hitting one, we're missing one. We're trying to get over that hump, but I'm happy with where we're at the moment because I think we're doing a lot better than what we even thought we would.
Like we said earlier, it could be a lot worse because you think a lot of these games are a lot of upsets. And upsets are happening left and right. They happen on a daily basis. So you don't know with the games that I pick that random. I pick 15 games at random. And somehow, if we end up getting a lot of upsets in that 1 week, we're going to be hurting. We could start off 0-4, 0-5 real quick.
Yeah, because remember, people, I don't know how many times we got to beat this into your skulls. We're not Vegas guys.
We're just 2 guys from South Carolina.
Making our picks.
Doing what we love.
That's it. No bullshit, no gimmicks, no nothing. It isn't like what you think. We don't got credit cards. We don't have fucking rooms at the D. We don't know the guy at the Bellagio who parks your fucking Maserati. All right? We don't know none of that. We're just working class guys.
We don't know Mafia.
Right. We don't know what that's like. Hell, we'd like to, but we don't. So, for all you motherfuckers out there, hit a motherfucker up. Come on now.
If you want to hook a brother up and, send us some free tickets out to the D, me and Badass, we'll take the trip on the road.
Hey, it'd be a good thing for you to do for the working class man that can't afford that shit. I'm just saying, publicity, PR, motherfuckers, you're welcome.
So looking at some of our picks from last week, on Thursday, we took BYU over number 1 Gonzaga. We thought it was going to be upset. Of course, as we said, Gonzaga won that game 85-75. But again, that was a lot closer than what it was before. At halftime, I think they were up by 20 points. So, that just shows you that BYU has a lot of heart.
That's true, because Gonzaga, they're not going to take the foot off the pedal. They might ease it just a tad, but they're not taking their foot off of it.
And then we had Florida beating up on Missouri, a.k.a. Missouri, 93-54. So we ended up finishing 1-1 on Thursday.
You know how I feel about fucking Missouri. That fucking state, that should be an entire state that's walled off, and the only thing that should be allowed to happen there is let lizards fuck. That's it. Y'all fucking state is useless.
So we're now putting a wall around Missouri, and we're putting a wall around New Jersey.
Listen, here's what we do. We'll just go ahead and make this real simple for everyone. We will wall off Arkansas, and we will wall off Missouri. together. That'll be quarantine 1. And then we will wall off the entire border of Pennsylvania all the way to New Jersey to the ocean. Since we're into building walls. And hey, Mexico's going to pay for the other ones. They're going to pay for these too. I'm telling you. They're going to pay for all these walls. And we're going to fucking quarantine the shit into these areas. And we're going to the whole fucking Northeast is going to be walled off. Fuck y'all. You deserve it. I don't care what anyone says. I'm having a little bit too much fun with that one.
Yeah.
I can't help myself, man. What
I
can
know.
say?
You get on your little rants and then you go off on your little tangents.
I love it. It's fun.
It is fun. Your tangents are cheeky and fun.
Those other tangents are just cruel.
Exactly. So Saturday, we struggled a little bit. We took Maryland over Purdue, and Purdue, of course, won that game 73-72. We did pick right on the Oregon game over Arizona. They won 85-58, so we definitely got that one right. We took Notre Dame over North Carolina in upset, and of course, you had that whole water crisis, quote unquote.
That's a random fuckery.
Some shenanigans going on, but UNC won that game 83-76. And then we took Kentucky over Florida, and Florida, of course, upset Kentucky 88-66 in an ass whooping.
Kentucky, you're not making the tournament unless it's on name only. Seriously, y'all are playing like shit.
I mean, look how many times we've said their name getting upset.
Apparently nobody gives a fuck about your Rupp Arena. That ain't helping you neither, hardly.
So we finished Saturday at 1-3. Now, we did improve over the next 2 days. On Sunday, we, of course, took Florida State over Clemson, and, of course, we know how that went. We're not going to rehash that because I'm not going to get you fired up again.
I'd have took fucking corpses fresh dug from the grave to beat Clemson. Are you kidding me?
Let me guess, you could get 5 guys off the street that probably could beat Clemson.
I could dig up 5 dead bodies from the fucking graveyard that could beat Clemson. I'm dead serious, man. I can get corpses.
So on Monday, we had number 9 upsetting number 6 Louisville, and that actually happened 71-55. And we had number 3 Kansas beating Kansas State, and they actually did win that game. It was a close one because I'm telling you, I think Kansas State's actually trying to make a name for themselves going into this last month of games.
Well, maybe they're trying to get into the tournament because a lot of teams, the way they feel is if they can just sneak into that tournament, they might just be able to shock the world. There's always a 12 taking down a 5. Always.
Always.
They might be that 12. Duke might be that 5.
Kentucky could be that 5.
Correct.
I can see that happening.
That's what I'm saying, man. I mean, people just don't know.
So we finished off Sunday at 1-0 and Monday at 2-0. And then going into Tuesday, we took Notre Dame to defeat Wake Forest, and they did 88-81. And we took Marquette to upset Butler, but they ended up losing that game 68-65. And then, of course, we took South Carolina over Alabama, and that was probably, like I said, the game of the week. 4 overtimes.
Oh, easily game of the week.
Alabama took it 90-86 in 4 overtimes. So we were 1-2 on Tuesday. And then looking at tonight's games, the only one that I had in the book before the show started was Baylor over Oklahoma State 72-69. We took Baylor. So we're 1-0 so far. We're still waiting for the other games to get over with. But not too bad. We finished, I think, 7-6 for the week. So we're a little above 50%. We're now 1 game above 50% overall, too.
Hey, maybe we can start building on it. That's what I'm waiting for us to string off a shitload of victories. It's going to happen at some point. Some point we are going to hit a streak of luck. We're going to throttle off 6, 7, 8, maybe plus games. And that's going to really help. We need that. We need it.
I definitely think it's definitely going into like March, into the madness. We definitely need that.
Yes, we need higher numbers for madness.
So also this week we had the new rankings came out, and number 1 Gonzaga is still at the top of the mountain, which is no surprise. They're number 1 this week, 24-0. Then you have Villanova.
Yeah,
Villanova at 22-2, jumping up 2 spots to the number 2 spot. Kansas staying at number 3 at 20-3. Louisville jumping up 2 spots at 4 at 19-4. You had Oregon jumping up 8 spots at 21-3 at number 5. Baylor at number 6 at 20-3. Wisconsin at number 7 at 20-3. North Carolina at number 8 at 21-4. Arizona fell back a little bit to number 9 at 21-3. UCLA is kind of sticking around up there in the top 10. They're 10th at 21-3. And then rounding out the top 15, you have number 11 Cincinnati at 21-2. Virginia at 17-5, and then West Virginia at 18-5 at 12-13. Number 14 Florida State at 20-4, and then good old Kentucky at 15 at 18-5. And they're lucky at 18-5 to be sitting at 15.
Like I said, it's the only reason is because of their name. I'm dead serious. Give me a better reason.
They're another one of those teams that I agree with could be upset in the first, second round.
Oh, would you like me to give a badass guarantee?
Go ahead.
Duke, Kentucky. Neither of you will see the Elite Eight. Guaranteed.
I've heard it first, right here on Burger and Badass Show.
I will take any bets. Bring them.
So, rounding out the top 25, you have at 16 Purdue at 19-5, Florida at 17 at 18-5, Duke sitting at 18 at 18-5, South Carolina 19 at 19-4, good old St. Mary's at 21-2 at number 20. Maryland kind of fell back a little bit. They're 20-3, sitting at the 21 spot. Butler at 22 at 18-5. Creighton at number 23 at 20-4. And then they have Xavier at 17-6 at number 24, and SMU at number 25 at 20-4. And both of them were unranked for this week. So you have 2 new people coming into the top 25.
See, I'm glad that you do this week to week, because when we go to take our picks in Madness, we need to go over all this stuff, because these are marquee names that are going to find their way into that tournament. And I think that's going to give us a little bit of an edge, because personally, I think it's crazy that you got South Carolina lower than Kentucky. Then again, Kentucky did beat them heads up, correct?
Yes, they did.
So I can understand, but it seems to me like South Carolina is the better squad. But then again, they might not be. But I'm interested to see how many of these teams here are going to be there literally a month from now. Almost a month from now. You know what I mean? Like, there's still 3 solid weeks left of good basketball to play. This shit could go horribly south for many of these teams.
I mean, you could actually see Kentucky and Duke going into the NCAA tournament not in the top 25.
It could happen.
I
Very
mean,
well could.
I mean, if North Carolina beats Duke on Thursday, I mean, do you drop Duke out of the top 25?
Yes. And if you don't, they better be damn near at that bottom. They better not be nowhere higher than 22. Nothing north of that. Nothing. Unless everybody starts losing. And then in which case you can't make the argument of why you're going to drop them, because if everyone drops, everyone drops. You know what I mean? But the whole thing is I'm seeing this. I'm using the crystal ball on this one. I am. Neither of those programs, Duke or Kentucky, are making the Elite Eight. They're going to make the tournament in their names, but I'm sorry. Neither of y'all are strong enough. You don't have enough to actually go deep in this tournament. I think you'll be figured out pretty quickly. And everyone says that about Duke and then they'll win it. But let me tell you something. Grayson Allen will be fucking murdered on that court before they let him win a title. You bet your ass on that.
So what I want to do is now go into our last segment of the show. And that's our pick for the week. And I picked some 15 absolutely great games this week. I mean, I kind of told you a little bit about them before we started the show tonight.
You said it was going to be a good lineup, and damn if it wasn't.
I've written games out, and you were just like, wow, holy shit, wow.
Good game. Like,
yeah.
Like, this is going to be an actual good week of basketball. This is going to determine a lot of shit.
This is going to determine who are the men and who are the children.
Agreed.
So we're going to go ahead and start with Thursday, and of course, the key marquee game of the day. Number 8 North Carolina at number 18 Duke.
Taking them Tar Heels all day. I don't give a fuck if they're at fucking Cameron. I don't give a fuck. I am taking North Carolina. They will beat the shit out of Duke. Duke is fucking weak. They're injured. Their fucking rat-faced fuck leader is injured. They know that they're on the fucking slope. They know that listen, what do sharks do when they're in the water?
They kind of circle around their food and wait for it to kind of
What do they smell?
blood.
What do you think North Carolina smells?
Oh, they smell blood.
What do you think they're going to do?
Oh, they're going to eat that ass up.
That's right. It's going to happen. It's going to happen, Duke. I'm going to get ready. You can yell all you want. You can act like dicks in your little building all you want. Don't matter. They're going to roll in there and they're going to whoop that ass.
So we're going to go ahead and take number 8 North Carolina over Duke. Our next game we have number 5 Oregon at number 10 UCLA.
I like UCLA for this one.
You do? At
I
home?
do. At UCS, I do. Because UCLA, whereas they have zero defense, they score, and they score often. I'm taking that offense.
All right, so we'll go ahead and take number 10 UCLA. And then our last game for Thursday, we have number 16 Purdue at Indiana. And Indiana, of course, they're not having the great season they had a couple years ago. You know, a couple years ago, they were a team that were almost guaranteed to make the Elite Eight every year. Now I've kind of taken a step back a little bit. But I'm really liking Indiana and upset over Purdue.
I'm going to defer to you on this one. I don't know enough about either of these teams to make a great decision.
You know, I don't know much about Purdue. I know Purdue is one of those teams that seems to always somehow make it into the tournament.
They sneak their way in.
They sneak their way in, and then they play upset a lot. So, but, you know, Indiana, yes, they're struggling this year, but I think they're going to play Purdue hard at home, and I could definitely see Indiana getting the upset here.
I'm going with good on this one.
So go ahead and take Indiana. Now on Saturday, it just gets even better. In our big marquee game on Saturday, we have number 2 Villanova at number 24 Xavier. And I truly believe Villanova is going to have no issues with Xavier.
Agreed.
I mean, Xavier's, you know, right there on the cusp of being the top 25 team, but I just don't see them, you know, playing tough against Villanova. Villanova's got a better offense, and their defense is way more superior than their
I'm taking the returning champ.
I mean, you have to almost.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. You have to.
So we'll go ahead and take Villanova. In our other interesting game on Saturday, we have number 1 Gonzaga at number 20 St. Mary's. Now, in all hindsight, you look at this game and you want to say, oh, Gonzaga is going to blow the doors out on them. But, badass. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a gut thing again. But St. Mary's, Gonzaga is going to win this game. But St. Mary's is going to play it a lot closer than people think they are. I truly believe St. Mary's will make this a game where they'll win, but they'll win by less than 10 points.
Do you think Gonzaga going to earn this one?
Gonzaga will win, but they're going to have to earn it. St. Mary's is not a pushover school. I mean, that's exactly why they're in the top 25. I think they've only lost 2 games this year. But, I mean, then again, look at the division they're in.
See, I don't know, man. It's one of those games where you're like, the streak could come to an end because they're playing an upper echelon team, but it's also really hard to go against the Zags, man.
I mean, they're playing good ball, undefeated right now.
They are undefeated.
I mean, how can you not go against an undefeated team, but then you're playing against a team that's only lost 2 games?
And you're going to their house.
And you're going to their house, and they're going to be pumped up.
One. Everybody wants to take down number 1.
Oh, when you're number 1, you got a big-ass target on your back.
You got it on your chest, your back, your face.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's gunning for you.
You have to embrace the target.
You know, I mean, you know, I really want to take St. Mary's in the upset, but I think Gonzaga is going to win this game. But they're not going to win as handily as everybody thinks they are.
Nah, I'm going to go with Gonzaga, but it's going to be close. It's going to be real close.
So we'll go ahead and take Gonzaga over St. Mary's, but it's going to be a close game. Our next game, we have Kansas State, again, the team we were talking about a little bit earlier, playing at number 13 West Virginia, Country Roads. What do you think in this game?
You come up short versus Kansas. You're probably going to come up short versus West Virginia. You're going to play them tough, but you're going into Morgantown, and that's hard to win there, man. Not saying it's impossible, because it is possible. Not easy.
No, it's not easy, but I kind of agree with you on this one. West Virginia is going to win this game, but it's going to be a lot closer. And all that's going to really do for Kansas State is build that resume. Because, like you said, you look at it, they upset Baylor. They almost upset number 3 Kansas. And then they're probably going to lose a very, very close game to number 13 West Virginia.
Or they're going to go there and actually show out and put a beat down on West Virginia and make their case.
Exactly. I mean, anything can happen. But I think West Virginia's going to win this game, but it's going to be, again, like Gonzaga, it's going to be a very close game, like less than 10 points.
Let's go with Country Roads.
We'll stick with Country Roads.
We'll take the Mountaineers.
And then our last game on Saturday, we have number 14 Florida State at Notre Dame.
Florida State's been blowing people's doors off. I have no reason to believe they won't continue this streak.
I mean, Notre Dame just fell out of the top 25 this week, so I mean,
they're going to be looking for revenge, but you ain't going to get it versus Florida State. At least I don't think so. I really don't.
I mean, I don't think they're going to blow them out like they did Clemson, but they're going to win probably by maybe 20 points.
No, I see them beating Notre Dame by like 8, 9 points, maybe 10. Because, I mean, they're not the jizz rag that Clemson is, so. But they're gonna. If they don't win the game, I'll be shocked because they should.
We'll go ahead and take number 14 Florida State over Notre Dame. Now we have 2 games on Sunday. We have our big marquee game on Sunday is 11 Cincinnati at number 25 SMU. And you know, both of these teams are Big East teams. Cincinnati's got a very good squad. They always have had a good squad. They seem like they're another one of those teams like Purdue. They stick around. They become that thorn in your side. And you're like, fuck, where the hell did Cincinnati come from? And they shock you. They'll shock the world. And they'll upset a team like Kentucky. And you'll be like, how the fuck did Cincinnati upset Kentucky?
Just to be honest, before I even begin to talk about that, it's hard for me to comprehend that a team like Cincinnati that is in Ohio and a team like SMU that is in Texas being in a division called the Big East, a conference called the Big East. Does anybody else see the irony in this?
I told you, Big East took a hit when everybody left.
I mean, I'm taking Cincinnati in this game. I don't think SMU's going to win. But if they did, good for you. But I don't think you're going to. I think Cincinnati's better than you, and they're going to show it.
I definitely agree with you. I think Cincinnati's the better team here.
Yeah.
And then in our other game, we have Northwestern at number 7 Wisconsin.
I'm liking Wisconsin for this one.
Any reason why?
Because Wisconsin always plays fucking hard-nosed basketball. Like, even when they're not good, they're known for giving you a hard damn game.
So we'll go ahead and take number 7 Wisconsin over Northwestern. But I think this is going to be another good game. I think Northwestern will definitely keep it close on them. But I think in the end, Wisconsin is going to be better.
This might be the week where we pick up some ground, my friend. I'm feeling it.
You definitely feeling it?
I'm thinking so. I think this is the week we pick up some ground.
All right, so moving on to Monday night. We have number 4 Louisville at Syracuse. Now, you would think, number 4 Louisville against the unranked Syracuse, hold on. Pump the brakes, my friend.
Because Syracuse will just up and beat your ass even when they're unranked.
Trust me, I've watched Syracuse play many, many years when they played in the Big East. They will fight you tooth and nail in Syracuse. They play tough at home. And I don't know why, but I am really liking Syracuse for the upset here.
Going with the orange?
I think this is going to be the upset of the week.
Hey, let's go with Syracuse then.
For some reason, I don't know why, but Syracuse hasn't had that bad of a season. I mean, it hasn't been great. It's not like, having a great season, but they're not having a bad season. And, I just think, Louisville just, they have their ups and their downs. They win games they're supposed to win. They lose games they're supposed to lose. But then they do the opposite sometimes, and they'll come out and be flat as shit and lose to a shit team. You're just like, wow, how the hell did Louisville just lose to that team?
This game to me comes down to a meeting of the minds. Jim Boeheim versus Rick Pitino. This is a battle of wills and mind, and both of these guys are big fucking time coaches with championships. But I think old Jimmy might just get the better of Ricky.
You want to talk about a juice-face rat piece of shit? Fucking Paterno.
No,
Patino.
I know you hate Patino.
I fucking hate Patino. I fucking hate Patino with every fucking breath I give. I think he's a fucking piece of shit. He fucking does shit at college that you can't do at any other college and gets away with it, and I think it's bullshit. I mean, look at how many different scandals he's been in the last 5 years. There's been scandal after scandal.
And they still don't fire his
And they
ass.
still don't fire his ass. And they fucking somehow miraculously have a good team, and they put a good team together, and they make the tournament every year.
Probably all those strippers and whores they're paying for the recruits, because that is confirmed. That did happen.
That did happen.
That did happen. Yeah. Like,
In the words of Kurt Angle, it's true. It's true.
like we're not just talking shit. That's proven.
So moving on to our big marquee game on Monday, we have number 13 West Virginia at number 3 Kansas. I think this is going to be a really good game, but I think Kansas is going to take it in the end.
I do too.
I'm liking Kansas at home. They always play tough at home.
That Allen Fieldhouse ain't no joke.
No, it's not. So we have 2 games on Tuesday. We have unranked Tennessee at number 15 Kentucky in a big SEC battle.
I'm liking, you know what? I'm liking Tennessee.
See, I was thinking the same thing. I'm liking Tennessee in the upset.
I am too. Because Kentucky ain't showing me shit. And watch Kentucky come out and blow Tennessee's doors off.
So are we going to take Tennessee in this?
See, I want to take Tennessee. I shouldn't second guess myself, but this is one of them games where Kentucky's going to come out and blow their doors off just because we didn't take them.
You think Kentucky?
I'll take Kentucky, and if we're wrong, we're wrong. But something tells me that we want to pick Tennessee, and then we're going to get whipped by Kentucky and their bullshit.
So we'll go ahead and take Kentucky, but I'm going to put a little star by that and keep an eye on it. And we'll talk about that next week in our show.
Indeed.
Because I'm interested to see how that turns out.
Indeed. I'm with that.
And then our other game on Tuesday, we have another SEC battle. We have number 17 Florida playing at Auburn.
Auburn ain't shit in basketball.
There ain't shit in football either.
They're a little bit better in football, but my God, nobody talks about Auburn basketball. Have we even? That's the first time we've even called their name on this show in basketball, is it not?
It is. I think it might be the first time.
That's how bad y'all suck. We don't even talk about you. You're like, we talk about lesser teams that got more impact than you.
We talk about SMU.
Right. Like, y'all ain't. Enough said. I got nothing for that.
So we're going to go ahead and take number 17 Florida.
Hell yeah.
All right. So our last 2 games of the week that we're picking, we have one big game. Is number 18 Duke at number 12 Virginia. Almost said West Virginia. It's at number 12 Virginia. And this is where I see Duke is going to lose a second one in a row and fall out of the top 25.
That's one thing about Mike Krzyzewski that doesn't ever happen. He's not going to lose back-to-back games. He's lost to He's going to lose to North Carolina. He's going to turn around and he's going to beat Virginia. Even when they don't think he should, he will.
So you were saying we should go ahead and take number 18 Duke.
As much as it fucking pains me to say so, yes.
And then our last game of the week, we have number 21 Maryland at Northwestern.
Wisconsin's going to probably beat Northwestern in a very tough game.
No, Maryland.
That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about the week before.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking about their schedule and how it'll match up because you're going to go and play them. You're going to lose a close game likely. You're going to turn around and get Maryland, who's an even better squad. You're going to try to play them even harder, and then it's going to fall right into their trap. Maryland's going to whoop their ass.
So we'll go ahead and take Maryland, but Maryland's kind of been on the decline this week too. They had an upset that one game, and then they lost the other game just outright. They got their ass whooped.
Which means they'll rebound. So they're Maryland. Maryland's always a tough out in basketball.
All right, so we'll go ahead and lock that in. That is our pick for the week. And that is going to actually do it for the show this week. We had a really good show, a lot to talk about. Super Bowl, Hall of Fame, both NFL and WWE, some basketball talk. Had a good show. What do you think, Badass?
I think the show went really well. I'm not going to lie. Are there any honorable mentions that we left out?
Not that I think of.
I don't remember any either.
I think we pretty much covered all bases.
I mean, anything news in the UFC that we didn't cover? I mean, I haven't heard anything new of you.
No, nothing real big going on in UFC right now.
And we don't talk boxing here. That shit's boring as fuck.
Who cares the fuck about boxing or tennis?
Or hockey, for that matter, because, I mean,
Badass, I don't know about. I'm a hockey fan.
Hey, listen, it's a proven fact. You start talking hockey, people are going to turn us off.
No hockey talk?
We can talk hockey, but we got to make sure that we keep it minimal and we, like, reserve it. We, like, when we have people on to talk about it, only Glenn. Glenn is, like, only, like, Glenn, you are going to be our official resident hockey expert for our show. Glennicus, you already know the deal. You are the hockey man. You're going to be the guy that comes on and talks it with us, because if we talk that shit any longer than 10 minutes, people are going to want to fucking impale us and put our heads on sticks, and they're going to run away from us because no one except diehards want to hear that shit.
So, yeah. So, over the next couple weeks, we're going to continue, like I said, we're going to talk a little bit about, some of the top stories going on in sports. Keep doing that kind of stuff. But like I said, we're mainly going to be going into basketball now because, like I said, we're getting down to that last month of basketball before we hit the tournament. And, of course, like I told you guys, we have a combine coming up. We have the draft, spring game. I mean, it's going to be fast and furious.
And since Burger did not get the episodes up before the Super Bowl, we will poll the audience and let them tell us what they want to be Burger's punishment.
Okay, hold on. I got to defend myself on this one. It was not my fault. It was a technology snafu. It was not my fault. I had the thing edited. I showed you the video. You were like, damn, that's a good video. I tried to upload it to YouTube 4 times. And just to let you know, rendering a video takes 3 hours to render.
I can confirm everything this man's saying. He actually is not lying to you.
I had to render it 4 times, separate times, and tried to upload it to YouTube. Did not work. So I said, fuck it. I'll go to Facebook and I'll upload it on Facebook. So I wanted to upload it on Facebook. Went and uploaded everything. Looked good. For some reason, I don't know why, and I have to check it out tonight when we finish the show up. For some reason, it's still rendering. It's saying it's still trying to download the video. So I did that on Super Bowl Sunday morning. And this is now going on to Wednesday night. So now it's taking 4 days to upload a video. I call bullshit. So we're going to get this technology snafu done.
We're calling in the big gun.
I'm going to call in the big guns, your wife.
We're calling in the cavalry, man. We have expended our knowledge. We have to call in the big gun.
I mean, I don't know what else to do. I'm stumped right now on how to get our stuff on the air.
Listen, to put this in perspective, people, if this were a metaphor, I'd be whipping out my pistol and shooting. Burger's whipping out an M16 and shooting. It's hitting the concrete walls and nothing's happening. So we're calling in the goddamn howitzer cannon. The goddamn wall has to be broken down. We're calling in the cannon. Mortar team fucking needs to assemble on the double. We need artillery.
So I got episode 16 edited and done. All I have to do is try to figure out how to upload it. This week, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start and edit all our shows. Get them saved and ready to go. So all we have to do is upload them. And then once your wife figure out the problem with the uploading issues, I'll upload them and we'll be good to go. We can actually officially announce that we are up on Facebook. Hopefully we'll be up on YouTube. I'm not sure if that's going to work out or not. I don't know if she can fix that problem, but I'm frustrated with the whole situation, and I just want to get my shit up there. I mean, our shit. I mean, me personally, I'm ready for us to get the show out. It's about time. We're on show 20 right now, and we're doing our thing every week, and we're not able to put it out to you guys because of fucking technology. So, fuck you, technology.
But we are on the way, and it is okay.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen here very shortly. Just, again, I'm sorry. I know I keep saying this. I keep saying it.
Now, granted,
be patient, guys. It's going to happen.
Granted, we will likely get kicked off of Facebook the second we get on there because we are highly offensive and we don't give a fuck about you snowflakes. Things will be said. You will not like things that you hear. There will be racist, ignorant comments. There will be bigoted, nasty things said. And they're all in good fun. When the fuck did y'all stop having fun with this shit? Seriously. Stop being so goddamn stuck up. Remove stick from thine ass and have a laugh. It's okay. I promise you. You don't have to virtue signal. It doesn't have to be a goddamn argument, a debate. Your feelings don't need to be hurt. Your fucking ass is fine. You are going to breathe. You're going to be all right. I promise.
So that's actually going to do it for this week. Next week we'll be back again. Episode 21. Getting close to that episode 24 mark. I'm looking forward to that one. So, I mean, getting very close.
Episode 26 will be literally a half a year.
Wow.
I know.
That's amazing.
Isn't it?
But we'll be back again next week. Again, talk college basketball. Any kind of headlines going on in sports, we're going to talk about that.
I'll be here to piss you off like I always do. Remember, direct that hate toward me. I love your hate. Bring it. The shit just makes me stronger. I'm telling you. You think I'm lying. The more you hate, the more I'm getting excited. I don't have enough hate. I need more of it. I need all of it. All of it, Burger.
All of it?
All that shit.
All that shit?
All of it.
I almost forgot to do it. You know what I forgot to do?
What'd you forgot?
What do I always do at the end of the show? Every show, what do I do?
You did forget.
I did forget.
Yeah, go ahead.
Our shameless plugs.
Our shameless plugs.
www.theburgerandbadassshow at facebook.com. And as for right now, www.theburgerandbadassshow at youtube.com. Providing they don't keep fucking me over.
We've thought about another strategy as well right before we go. We want to actually buy a domain name and just say fuck it. Because we can just bypass all of this bullshit.
And I think we actually need to put a patent on the Burger and Badass Show.
We actually need to contact the office about that before somebody fucking steals it.
Like, seriously.
Because if somebody steals this shit, we're going to hunt them down and remove their fucking balls. Like,
I'm going Negan on their ass.
Like, I'm not kidding. I'm going to remove... Listen, any of you motherfuckers out there, you steal this idea from us after we've worked so fucking hard to get better and make this shit work, I swear to God, I will take a fucking LC maker and I will remove your fucking testicles. With you watching me, I will remove them motherfuckers and show them to you. Don't you fuck with me. I'm telling you, don't do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it, guys. Just trust me. I know his anger level, and yeah, that would be like an anger level 10, and you don't want to see Badass at an anger level 10.
No, the fuck you do not.
It's not going to end well.
I keep it at a constant 6 just to make sure the pressure's released from time to time. You do not want the fucking scale to be broken.
All right, guys, so that's going to do it for this week. We'll see you guys again next week. Of course, Wednesday night, we're going to start doing our show between 9 and 9:30 every week. So we'll be back again next week, Wednesday, 9:30, somewhere between there. We'll be starting our show. And guys, see you next week. Badass, you got anything to add before we end up?
Nah, y'all just go the fuck home. Y'all been here long enough. You've had too many drinks.
Call yourself a cab. It's time to go home.
Hey, I done told you, don't be pissing on the goddamn bar stool either.
All right, guys, so we'll see you next week.
Detroit players, Tim's for my hooligans and